All right, welcome to Talking Investing. I'm Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to go through Bitcoin and the Bitcoin Miners Weekend Edition and Quarter End Edition. So we're going to go through all of our weekly charts, one of which is going to be through the end of the quarter. In addition to that, I'm adding back a chart that I haven't shown you guys in a long time by popular demand. I've gotten a bunch of requests for it, so I'm going to put that back in. We'll get to that later. So let's start off by taking a quick look at the Bitcoin Miner Big Board as of the end of the day, Friday. So this was Friday's activity. You're going to see this board is very green. Yes, there were a couple of miners in the red, but I want to point out a few highlights here. Riot, Marathon, and Cypher are the three largest Bitcoin miners by market cap, and Riot and Marathon actually by far are number 1 and 2. And you're going to see all three of those. Riot was up 9.3%. That's a huge move to the upside. Marathon was up 11.37%, and Cypher was up 11.48%. So there is still this flight to safety inside of Bitcoin and inside the Bitcoin miners. However, they were not the only ones that had a good day. You'll see Gree was up 11.85%, and then Wolf, I think, was the winner on the day, up 18.26%. So I'm going to go back to my weekly charts. I just wanted to show you guys a look at Friday because Friday was a very strong day. Okay, so the first chart is week over week. This is this Friday, which was March 31st. And again, that is the end of the quarter versus last Friday. So you're going to see the Bitcoin miners, for the most part, had a very green week. There were two that were in the red, so we'll start with those. Mawson was down 6% and DMG was down 1%. Core Scientific was actually flat on the week. It was 0. And any Sphere 3D was up just 1%. So all of those lagged Bitcoin. Bitcoin was fairly flat on the week as well. It was up 2%, and it's very near a line of resistance. So I actually think the price action on Bitcoin this week was very healthy. So up 2% doesn't seem like a great week, but it was a solid week of consolidation in my opinion. So you'll see from there, most of the Bitcoin miners did outperform Bitcoin this week. Some of them started to do what they're supposed to do, which is be a leverage play, a 2x, 3x, 4x leverage on what Bitcoin does. Some of them did more than that. Now, there's a long way to catch up. When we get to the next chart, you're going to see the Bitcoin miners over the last month and a half have lagged way behind Bitcoin. So this week was a step in the right direction. It looks like the Bitcoin miners are starting to catch up. So that would be a fantastic trend. Okay, I'm going to start at the top. Wolf was up 20%. So we just looked at Friday, and TeraWolf was up 18% on Friday. So up 20% on the week. The vast majority of that was Friday itself. Gree was up 16%. Riot, which is the largest by market cap, was up 16%. So again, Bitcoin was up 2%. So that is a massive leveraged play to the upside. A lot of people have been debating, are these Bitcoin miners no longer going to be a leveraged play to the upside? So we still can't answer that question after just 1 week, but you'll see that this week, they certainly did behave that way. A lot of them were between 5 and 10x leverage to the upside. So Marathon, which is the second largest market cap, that was up 12% on the week, so that was a strong week. Cypher, which is the third largest market cap, that was up 9%. So you see a lot of these in the green, but you'll still see Cleanspark was only up 3% versus 2% that Bitcoin was up, so no leverage really there. And Cleanspark has been one of the ones I've been talking about so far over the last 6 to 8 weeks that seems to be lagging behind. Bitfarms as well. Bitfarms was up 6% this week, so that's actually a 3x leverage off of the 2% from Bitcoin, so that's fairly normal behavior. Also, if you're interested, you can become a member of the channel by hitting the join button on the YouTube page right next to the subscribe button. Revenue is way down on YouTube, so these memberships do help me continue to keep this channel alive and keep me doing videos on a daily basis. There's a big library of content already ready and waiting if you decide to become a member. In addition to that, we have a members-only live stream every Tuesday after the market closes, and we have a members-only Discord where the conversation goes on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So we would love to have you join, and special thanks to my existing members. Much appreciated. Okay, that's how Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners performed on the week. Let's see how they performed in the first quarter of 2023. So Friday was March 31st, so that is literally the end of the first quarter of 2023. And you can see from this chart, the Bitcoin miners in general had an absolutely fantastic first quarter. Bitcoin itself had a spectacular first quarter. Bitcoin was up 72% in the first 3 months of 2023. So that was one of the best best performing assets across all markets. And then you'll see the majority of the Bitcoin miners were a leveraged play in that 3-month period. Some of them were significantly leveraged, 3x, 4x, 5x. So although for the last 4 to 6 weeks, the Bitcoin miners have been lagging behind, and that's going to be in the next chart we look at, you'll see that year to date, in just this 3-month window of time, the Bitcoin miners have actually behaved by and large very well. So there are some that are lagging behind. Sphere 3D, which is stock ticker ANY, they're only up 28%. Stronghold's only up 29%. Cleanspark, which is one of the top 3 in Bitcoin mined on a monthly basis, is one of the bottom 3 from a performance standpoint year to date. So you'll see they are up 36% versus Bitcoin, which is up 72%. So that's 50%. They're lagging halfway behind what Bitcoin is doing. So again, this is not financial advice. You guys have to decide what that means. For me, I think there's a buying opportunity there. You guys may feel like there's a reason that they're lagging behind. So as always, I'd like to say all these Bitcoin miners are incredibly volatile. All you have to do is look at this one chart right here, and you're going to see these things range from 28% to 361% movement in just 3 months. So quickly, by the time you get to HUT, you'll see we're at more than 100%. So from there up, 11 of these Bitcoin miners were up over 100%. So HUT at 118, Bitfarms at 120, Mawson at 125, Hive at 128, Iris Energy at 145, Marathon, again, which is the second largest market cap, was at 155% up since the beginning of the year. So from a market cap standpoint, that is a huge move. BitDigital up 157%. Riot, which is the largest market cap, was up 195% year to date. So again, a gigantic move from a market cap standpoint, and just as a percentage from a stock standpoint, 195% in 3 months is a massive, massive move. So this is the risk reward that we always talk about and look at in these Bitcoin miners, right? All of 2022 was pretty devastating for the Bitcoin miners. Very rough year for Bitcoin. Crypto bear market, crypto winter, whatever you want to call it. Everything was down substantially, and the Bitcoin miners were down more than most. But you'll see as things have turned around here, 2023 Bitcoin has started out strong, and the Bitcoin miners have started out even stronger. So then there's the top 3 here. There's 3 that are up over 300%. Core Scientific is up 304%. Now, I will caution you, they are in Chapter 11, so their stock is down drastically, and that's its own story. So again, please dig in and do your due diligence if you're looking at that one. Very volatile. Cypher is up 316%. It is now the 3rd largest market cap Bitcoin miner. They really got their operations up and running in very late in 2022. So they've been ramping up operations, and you can see their stock has been moving accordingly. And then DigiHost is up 361%. So that's the best performing Bitcoin miner in the first quarter, and that is a monster move to the upside. I just want to point out, as the first quarter ends, every single Bitcoin miner is in the green, although I've got them colored on blue in this chart, but they are all positive. So everything is up. There are a few that are lagging Bitcoin. Bitcoin's performance in Q1 was spectacular, 72%. That's probably one of the best quarters it's ever had. I'll have to double check that and see if there's been any that are better than that. Bitcoin does make massive moves, but in any regard, 72% to the upside in this quarter was fantastic. Okay, so this is a chart comparing basically the last month and a half of activity. So the last chart we just looked at was year to date, and you'll see the Bitcoin miners were off and running this year, and they're all up huge. However, in the last somewhere between 4 to 6 weeks, a lot of them have been lagging behind. So in the middle of February, Bitcoin hit 25,000. You're going to see on this chart it says about 25,200. While at the end of March, we were at about 28,500. So Bitcoin itself is up 13% from its high in February to its high in March. But if I look at the Bitcoin miners and compare their highs in February to their highs in March, the vast majority of them are actually in the red. They're down month over month, even though Bitcoin is up 13%. While in the 3 months ended March 31st, the Bitcoin miners have behaved spectacularly. Over the last 4 to 6 weeks, it's been very frustrating, and there's been a lot of slippage, and you're going to see some of these are rather significant. GREE is down 57% over its high from February, even though Bitcoin is up. Argo Blockchain's down 48%, Iris Energy 42%, Core Scientific 41%, Stronghold 34%. So you're going to see there's a lot of these in the green. CleanSpark is one I talk about a lot. It's down 28% from its February highs. Bitfarms is down 21% from its February highs. Then you got BitDigital and DigiHost down 12% and 11%, and then it flips into the green. But Marathon is up 1% in the same period of time that Bitcoin is up 13%. So even that is dramatically lagging Bitcoin's price action over the last basically 6 weeks. Cypher's up 13%, so that's even with Bitcoin, so that's decent performance. TeraWolf is up 24%, so that one was actually lagging behind, and it's finally starting to catch up. And the best behaving Bitcoin miner over the last basically 6 weeks has been Riot. It's up 28% from its February highs to its high at March 31st. This chart's backed by popular demand. Just to gain some perspective, a lot of people have been asking me, how have these Bitcoin miners done since Bitcoin was at its all-time high? Now, that was back in November of 2021. So you're going to see this chart measures where the Bitcoin miners were at their peak in November of 2021 versus where they are right now at March 31st. And we compare that to Bitcoin itself. So the first thing is, Bitcoin is down 59% still off of its all-time high, which was in November of 2021, and that was 69,000. So Bitcoin still has a long way to go to get back where it's going, although it is having a spectacular year. Remember, it's up 72% on the year. It's just still down 59% from its all-time highs from November of 2021. But you're going to see every single Bitcoin miner has performed worse than that. Some of these have performed substantially worse than that. So the best performing Bitcoin miner in that period of time is down 77%. That is Cypher. Riot and DigiHost are not far behind. Those three are virtually the same. Riot is down 78%. So that is the largest Bitcoin miner by market cap, and it's one of the healthiest ones according to this chart versus its high. Now, I will also note this is off of these Bitcoin miners' highs in November of 2021. That is not their all-time high. About half the Bitcoin miners on this list were at higher numbers prior to that. Some of them were significantly higher earlier in the year 2021, but I went from the November 2021 date just for consistency purposes. That's where all of these Bitcoin miners were trading when Bitcoin was at its all-time high. So you'll see we quickly jump down to Cleanspark is just under 90. It's at 88%, Hive's down 88%, Hut's down 89%, Iris Energy 89, BitDigital 89, and then we get to Marathon down 90%. And from there, everything's more than that. We get all the way down to Mawson down 97%, Wolf down 98%, Stronghold down 98%, and Gree down 99%. So even after all these big rallies, some of these stocks are still down between 95 and 99%. And some of these companies, in my opinion, are going to survive and go forward. These are the types of charts I like to look at. And again, you got to do your due diligence past this because some of these, there's a very good reason they're down 90 to 99%. But for some of them that have turned the corner and fixed their business plan and that look like they're going to survive, you know, if they're down between 90, 95, 99%, there may be some opportunity there. So I've been getting a lot of requests for this chart. So I wanted to put this back up there and basically just let everybody refresh everybody's memory. What we already know, all the Bitcoin miners are still down drastically off of their highs from November of 2021. Very quickly, I'm just going to take a look at this. This is market cap by Bitcoin miner. I do get this from Yahoo Finance, so those numbers aren't always exactly perfect, but for the purpose of this analysis, understand that's where these numbers came from. So you'll see, once again, Riot is the largest by market cap. Marathon is right there, almost caught up to it, so they're very similar, and those two are so far ahead of everybody else. In a distant third place is Cypher at $579 million. Fourth place is Hut at $409 million. And then there's a big drop off. We go down to $276 million with Hive, and then Bitfarms at $231, Cleanspark at $217, Wolf at $207. Everything else is under $200 million. A lot of these are under $100 million. And you still have some down, Gree, Stronghold, and Any in the $20 million range. So again, this goes to my flight to safety theory. Bitcoin's been the beneficiary of a lot of the panic in the banking sector. So Bitcoin itself has been a flight to safety for one of the first times, really. And the Bitcoin miners, even inside the Bitcoin miners, you'll see these bigger, stronger, more institutionally adopted miners are gaining the majority of the market cap here in the entire Bitcoin miner industry. So just a very quick look at the chart. You'll see, as always, there's an orange line from where Bitcoin was when the equity markets closed on Friday. So that's the US equity market. So Bitcoin was at around 28,500-ish. You'll see it's been just above or below that line ever since. We've been extremely sideways. So far, it's been about 24 hours. We're still very sideways. So we'll see what the weekend brings. There's a strong line here at about 28,800. This has been a line of resistance for a significant period of time. We did bump into this line over the last several weeks, and this is the first time since June of 2022. So this looks like some very, very strong consolidation. We continue to test this line of resistance. So I'm waiting and I'm hopeful, although the technical analysis and to me looks very ambiguous. So I'm not getting many signs from there other than the fact that the momentum is clearly in the upward direction. So I'm hoping we can break through this line at 28,800, but we'll give it the weekend. We'll see what happens. So that is my update on Bitcoin, the Bitcoin miners for the week ended March 31st and for the quarter ended March 31st. Hope everybody enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, please remember to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and hit the notification bell if you want to get notified when we make a new video. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.